Hello, my miraculous friend, and welcome to another episode of the Magnify Your Miracles podcast. This is Reverend Francis Faden, and I am so grateful that we get to spend this time together helping you magnify your miracles. And I'm releasing this podcast episode right before the summer solstice in June of 2024. But whenever you're listening to this episode, you can tune in and see if this message resonates for you. I thought a fun thing to do would be to pull an oracle card or two to give us an idea of what the message is for the solstice, how it can guide us for this whole second half of the year, and what juiciness might be here for us that the universe wants us to share. So if you would like to hear the message that I'm going to be giving you from, I'm actually going to do 3 different oracle decks and pull one card just for fun and see, does it resonate with you? And I love to pick a card from each deck and look to see, is there a theme? That's always a good thing to look for. But before I do any of that, always have to get myself grounded and centered. I encourage you to do this with me, and I ask you to do this. Why? So that you can get yourself into that open and receptive space, and you can get the most out of the inspiration I'm going to be sharing with you. So please take a breath with me. And as you're focusing on your breathing, just breathing in the energy of expansion and breathing out anything you no longer need. And knowing that whatever you need to hear today to move you powerfully forward and help you magnify your miracles is exactly what you're going to hear. Let's take one more deep breath together in gratitude, and we can begin. All right, my friend. So I love oracle cards. I love pulling oracle cards. I love sharing messages with you. Of course, I've been doing messages for a long time. I'm a professional intuitive. I don't need to use oracle cards, but they're so fun and I love them. So I like sharing things with you that I really enjoy. And one of the things I'm going to encourage you to do is to think about this solstice. Now, you might be in the northern hemisphere like me, experiencing summer solstice. You might be in the southern hemisphere, experiencing winter solstice. Either way, it's a turning point. The energy has gone as far in one direction as it can go, and it's going to start to go the other direction. So for those of us in the summer solstice, we're going to have the most light that we can have, the longest day, and then that energy is going to be dissipating. For those of you in the southern hemisphere, it's gone as far as it can in terms of being deep and dark, and then that energy is going to start returning to the light. So either way, we are at big transition points. The solstices are the 2 big transition points, and I love just the energy that we feel at this particular time. And so however life has been going, please know that life is about to start moving in a different direction, and we are being guided to shift our energy in a different direction. So the first deck I'm going to pick from is just a fun deck called Masters, Mystics, and Saints by Margaret Ann Lembo. And I love this deck because it's just a sweet little deck. Technically, it's not really an oracle deck. I guess it could just be considered like a message deck or a inspirational deck. But on one side, it has a crystal on one side, and then it has a saint or a master on the other side. So I am going to shuffle these cards. And as I am, I'm going to say my prayer to the divine. I'm going to ask Mother Mary and Divine Mother, please help me to pull a card for this upcoming solstice that will be helpful for everybody that's listening, everybody that is watching. All right. And then I just do this until I feel that the energy has shifted. And let me see which card wants to come and play with us today. No. Not quite. I got to shuffle it just a little bit more. Okay. Sometimes the cards get a little bit sticky. And when I say sticky, meaning that they're not ready to come yet. They're not ready to be the card that wants to be chosen. There we go. There it is. Oh, that's interesting. All right, I'm going to need to probably put on my reading glasses for this. So the card I pulled is called Axonite. And it says, here's the message from the card, and then I'll tell you my interpretation. Axonite. Are you able to find order within creative chaos? Are you going in too many directions and feel energetically depleted? Take the time you need to rest, regroup, and rejuvenate. Look deeply for the clarity in the confusion. Recognize that less than positive experiences provide tools for developing an emotionally mature backbone. So I'm curious if that speaks to you. And that's what I thought. And the saint on the other side is our good friend, St. Jude. St. Jude tends to show up whenever I'm going to be doing a Holy Spirits call. And I'm actually going to be doing a Holy Spirits call on the solstice. And if you want to join me for that, you can go to my website, francisfaden.com, and right there on the homepage, it should be there, or you can go to francisfaden.com/healing, and it should be right there. So St. Jude's message says, I'm grateful for my life's experiences. I learned from the past and realize there's always help and hope. I see my path and am focused on where I need to go. My mind is clear. I stay focused on my priorities. So focus is a big thing for this particular card, with the Axonite on the one side and the St. Jude vibration on the other. Now, for those of you who work with St. Jude, you know he's the patron saint of impossible situations. When you think that, oh my God, there's I don't know what to do, we can always turn to our good friend St. Jude. So now I'm going to pick a card. So that's our first card. That's the one that's kind of giving us an idea. So that's an energy of clarity, confusion, focus, but also incredible assistance and miracles with St. Jude. So now I'm going to pick from the Crystal Mandala Oracle deck, which is by Alana Fairchild. And I love this deck. This deck is so much more than a deck. First of all, it has gorgeous pictures. Look at that, gorgeous pictures, beautiful, just beautiful, beautiful. Whoop, can you see that? Beautiful pictures, images, mandalas. They correspond to crystals, and there's a healing that she has you do in each one. So the little book that comes with it is really helpful. And these cards are a little bit bigger and a little bit heftier. So when I say thank you to Alana Fairchild, I love all of her decks. Her decks are amazing. And let's take a look and see which card wants to come and give us a beautiful message for the solstice. All right. There's the one. Oh, look at that. God, every time I pull a card from this deck, I'm always so touched just by the image. And it's the card that says Wild Compassion. And the master is Ascended Master. It's the Buddha. And the crystal is peridot. I never know if we say peridot or peridot, but I think it's peridot. Card number 32, Wild Compassion. So if I look at this, my first thought is heart chakra, right? Because look at that beautiful green with some yellow in there. So that could be third and fourth chakras. And let's look it up and see what it says. I'm not going to read the whole thing to you because that would be too long. I'm just going to look at what jumps out at me, because that's how I like to do messages with cards. Let's take a look and see what's going on. So the first message says, we bring you the blessing of wild compassion. What if a restriction now could prepare you to receive greater freedom in the not too distant future and be able to appreciate, enjoy, and fully receive that freedom? What if growing pains now would strengthen you to be ready to receive a life-changing opportunity headed your way? What if rest and time to just be in this moment would help you build up your reserves of vital energy for a time in the future when you will be asked to step up, perhaps to lead or use your energy in some way to support many? Wild compassion is at work in your life, and you can trust that it knows what you need and when, and will deliver it with unsurpassed grace. And she goes on to say, wild compassion is what is active in your life when something is a hidden blessing or an obscure grace. So what do we notice about that already? So when we have the first card, the message that we had was about going in too many directions and you need to take time to rest. So that was this card. You need to take time to rest. And then this card was saying you might be depleted and you need some time to rest. So we're getting a message for the solstice. Now we want to remember that they're not just saying rest. What they're saying is rejuvenate your energy because there's a big change that's coming and you want to be ready for it. You want to move that energy or have the energy available so that when the opportunity comes, you're able to act on that. And I love that. And for those who want to, in this little book, there is a healing that you can do with the card itself to work with it if you want to do that. So we're going to put that there for now. All right. And then the last deck is one of my little favorite decks, Denise Linn's Sacred Travel Oracle Cards. I've pulled a card from this before. I think I did it around Lent for the Lenten time. So since we are starting a new journey, the sun's going to be, or we're going to be taking a new journey around the sun. The sun's not going anywhere, but we're going to be shifting. Earth is going to be shifting and going from one season to the next. And big shift happening. So let's see what these beautiful Sacred Traveler Oracle cards have to say about our journey. So again, just tuning into Divine Mother, tuning into Mother Mary, tuning into all our guides, asking for a card that will help us to understand how to work with the energy of the solstice. All right, last card I'm picking for us. Here we go. Beautiful. Voyage of the heart. Love flows through you and to you. All right, let's see what this card says. Voyage of the heart, which I just said, we're taking a new beautiful trip. So this card, the first message is, you are beloved. You are deeply loved and profoundly lovable. You are a sacred vessel for love to flow through you. God, the Creator, is love, and in your essence, so are you. In matters of romantic love, all is healing or already healed on the inner planes. Trust the messages from your heart and follow them, even if they're at odds with your mind. Angels and guides are communicating with you. Listen to their soft whispers. And she goes on to say, this card wants you to know that joyous love flows through you and to you. You deserve love. There's nothing that you need to do to receive this energy. Tenderness and devotion are finding their way to you. The traveler walks with a light heart on the path, knowing she's surrounded with love. It's truly a day for rejoicing. Your capacity for receiving and giving love is expanding. Let your heart lead you forward. Your mission on earth is to deepen your ability to impart and accept love, and that is happening right now. All right. So remember how I said this card, I'm like, oh, heart chakra. There's a heart chakra vibration here. It looks like a big heart chakra to me. And then we get this one that's about the voyage of the heart, right? So if I were to put these three cards together, which I'm going to do right now, and look at them. And then we have the Axonite and the St. Jude card. And I'm going to focus on St. Jude. So we have St. Jude's energy, which is a miracle card. Okay. So St. Jude is already telling you whatever it is that you need, whatever miracle you need in your life, know that that's the energy, but focus on it. Focus on the outcome. Have that wild compassion for yourself. No matter what's going on with you, you want to stay rooted and focused in your heart. So this is calling us to focus, and this card is telling us where to focus. And then this card is giving us the outcome, which is letting that love flow through to and through you. And if we look at the beautiful card, is all kinds of symbolism in there. Look at the moon, that's her eye. We have the energy here of things coming out of her hand that are growing. We have the beautiful water, that's her hair and the fish and everything. So this beautiful voyage of the heart, if I were going to give my interpretation, which is what I'm going to do right now, I would say Spirit is telling us on this solstice to be okay with what is, no matter what's going on. Know that Spirit is with us, even in the face of things that might feel like impossible or hopeless situations. That hope is always there. The key out of it is the energy of focus. So stay focused on what? On your heart. Stay focused on having compassion for yourself and for other people, but keep your energy focused on your heart. What matters to you, what you love, the dream that you want to manifest, whatever that might be. And then the final card is saying to you, as you do this, love is going to be flowing to you and through you and as you, blessing your life and anything that might be going on. So to me, this is really a positive outcome and a really positive reading, letting us know that the light of the solstice, when we have this beautiful light, it is saying to us, focus your attention, focus it here on that heart center. And as you do, then your heart will lead you to whatever is the next thing. It's a very positive energy that I'm seeing as we're getting ready to shift to this beautiful new vibration where we're heading into the second half of the year and the second half of the solar cycle. So the first half going one way, the second half going the other way, depending upon where you are on the planet. These are the times of great change. And you're being encouraged to not just have things change, but to move with the cycle of change by being focused on your heart, on what matters to you, and letting yourself be and experience more and more love in your life. So I'm so curious if this resonates with you. How would you interpret these cards if you were doing this? And what else is it saying to you? I would love to know. You can leave me a comment and let me know your thoughts about it. And if it resonates to you, or even if it speaks to you, what is it saying to you? And how does it apply to some things that might be going on with you? I'd love to know. All right, my friend. Well, thank you so much for tuning in, for listening, for watching, however you're participating. I'm so, so grateful for you. And please remember that the key to magnifying your miracles is knowing that your miracle, it's already here. God bless you, my friends. We'll see you next time. Bye-bye.